What up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm MoedotJ and we are locked in. This is the last episode of LaPalma. It was just a 4-part series on Netflix, but I think it's pretty interesting to watch, especially if you are somebody into like the geological things, nature, volcanoes, maybe a tsunami. This is definitely something you need to watch. And in episode 4, it looks like it's about to go down. But before we jump into this and we break down this last episode, if you like this kind of content, Netflix in particular, this is 31 days of Netflix and this is day 15, 16, 17, 18. Then hit your subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Make sure you hit that like button, and I'm on that road to 75,000 subscribers, so I appreciate each and every one of you. But let's go ahead and jump into it. This is the finale for LaPalma on Netflix, and man, I hope everyone makes it out of this thing a-okay. There's going to be some casualties, but as long as our core actors survive, we are all right. But let's jump into it. This is episode 4. Starting off the episode with Jens at the ministry office. That researcher he went out and got at the end of episode 3, he brought him back. And right now what he is showing his diagrams of what could potentially happen. Now, LaPalma is over with. But there is on the mainland, there is a spot on the bigger island that's kind of a shadow. Basically meaning when the waves go around this island, the mountain is going to put a divide in it where the waves won't hit. Now, this is only a 50% chance of it being an actual quote unquote safe spot, but this is better than 0% or being out on the ocean. The family, they make it to the airport, and right now they got all the passports. They even have Fredrik's. So what they're doing is they have a line that everyone can get in. As long as you have your passport, you'll be able to leave and evacuate the island. But they have Fredrik's passport. And what you do is you get a wristband because obviously these flights are all free for everyone. So they're sitting here and she's like, my husband, he's right behind us, even though we know he's stuck on the island. So they get wristbands and the family gets pushed through. Marie and Fredrik are just out on the water. They done got away from the island. They unalived a man. They deprived other people of making it off of the island, and they're just riding. Right now, they don't really know what direction they're going in. They're just getting as far away as possible from LaPalma. The family is about to board the plane, and there's already a lot of chaos going on. They left Fredrik. He's out here trying to figure things out on his own, but now everyone's in line. And what do they hear and feel? The ground shaking and the volcano starting to crack open a little bit. It's already chaotic enough boarding a plane, and I travel a lot. But imagine a natural disaster about to happen and your life is on the line. Do you know how people are going to act at that time? There's not going to be any orderly fashion, single file line. Everyone is going to be yelling and trying to get on this plane. Hakor and top scientists, what do? Well, they head up to the mountain. They said if they're going to go out, they're going to go out watching what they love, and that's this volcano. So they put on their suits, they grab the best wine and some beer, and they head on up the hill. They are braver than me. I'm still trying to figure out how to get off this island because there is a shack that has keys to boats, and the lady locked it up. I would have went over there and got me the keys and got the hell up out of here. Everyone is starting to board the plane. They're going crazy as hell. People are trying to find them a nice seat. Just sit down. Now, our young boy Tobias, we know he's on the spectrum. So for him, he's like, no, I want to sit with my mom. Some angry lady skips the line. She's like, oh, well, shit, I'll take that seat. She sits down and everyone is just, hey, hurry up. We need to take off. Man, this would be too crazy. But again, you got to be in survival mode and you got to keep your head on the swivel because people are trying to play each other in order to survive. Sara ended up getting off the plane to go and meet up with Charlie because remember, she contacted Charlie, told her, hey, we're headed to the airport. We're on this ferry right now. And when she gets there, Charlie's like, well, I can't get on the plane. I don't have a wristband. So what does Sara do? Since her father isn't here and they're not going to wait on him, she gives Charlie, the woman she just met 2 days ago or a day ago, her father's wristband. What if her father was to show up? He wouldn't be able to get on the plane because they already checked his passport and his wristband is now on Charlie's wrist. And it's finally happening. Hakor and them are up there watching it and the volcano starts to erupt. The whole island can feel it, and 500 square miles of just terrain is going into the water. Now, this is going to cause a tsunami with maybe 100-meter waves. This right here, catastrophic. So now Sara went back to get Charlie. OG's on the plane telling Jennifer, her and Tobias to sit down. Fredrik and Marie, they're on the island by themselves. They see the wave coming. Now Jennifer's trying to get off to go and find Sara. So while she's trying to get off the plane and go and find Sara, who is with Charlie with her dad's wristband on her wrist, they're getting back on the plane not knowing that Jennifer got off looking for her. So everyone's just running around. Now, of course, in real life, once you get on these planes, they're not going to let you off unless they're escorting you out. But at this point, hey, anything goes. Jens now has the coordinates that he got from the researcher. Now remember, the mayor told him don't go on there and tell anybody this, because he done already gave this information to his family. He done sent the text message to his sister, to his niece, and let them know that this might be the quote unquote safe spot. It's a 50% chance, but this might be the safe spot. So during the meeting, he goes up there and he's like, listen, use social media, get these coordinates out. Let people know if they're on the island of LaPalma, they need to get here. Get here. Security's coming over here trying to snatch him off the stage, but he's doing the right thing, man. If there's any kind of hope, he's giving it to him. But if he's wrong, this is going to look bad. And let me tell you, families will sue the government quickly. Sara and Charlie, they done got back on the plane. Now they're sitting here and she's looking like, I don't see my mom. I don't see my mom. That's because Jennifer and Tobias, they're running through the airport looking for you. Now the wave is on the way and Fredrik and Maria, they're in that little bitty ass boat and they're trying to get low. You know, when these tsunamis happen, these waves are moving at 100 to 200 miles per hour. Sometimes they've been recorded at almost 500 miles per hour. So the same speed as a jet. Now, one thing about Tobias being on the spectrum, we got the coordinates. He loved drawing. From the very first episode that we seen, he was drawing. He's been drawing the map of the island. Man, I knew that would come in handy. So she gives him the coordinates and he finds the safe spot. So there's a random person in the airport talking about, we gotta go. He says, oh, I know where that is. That's just on the other side of the island. We can get there very quickly. So thanks, Tobias, because now we got the location and we're about to head over there. They're trying to get out of here. They're in a van. And what do we see on the coast? The tidal wave is already coming in. Little Tobias looks out the window. She's like, nah, just look at your phone. Look at your watch. Tell us what time it is. Because she doesn't want him to know what's about to come. But remember, he's in his own world, so he doesn't have any sense of fear or anything in his life. As the plane is starting to take off, the tidal wave is already here. You heard a random person, there's a crack in the ground. So the plane isn't going anywhere. And this wave here looks like it's about 300, 400 meters high. And man, it's about to tear up everything. And all we see is it clash into the side of the airplane, break through all the windows, and now the plane is fully submerged with Charlie, OG, and Sara. Marie and Fredrik, they're trying to outrun the wave. They end up making it into the cove, and this is that blind spot where the waves went around and they clashed into each other because of the protection from the mountain. Now in real life, this water would have hit here and it would have came inside of this cove after it clashed into each other. So that's a little unrealistic, but for the movie's purposes, it works. The water just hits each other and it just continues to go out. But that water, remember, water fills spaces. It doesn't matter what it is. If water can get into it, water will go into it. So as you can see, the water, the two waves came around the mountain and it just collided into each other and continued to go out. Even though realistically, that water will push up into that cove, how much water this is. Now, everyone that's sitting in this cove, they're safe. Man, it's been a long day. And Marie's thinking about what went wrong. She left her brother on the island. Fredrik had to unalive somebody. Her brother could have been gone if she just would have told him the truth. They already lost their parents due to a flood. He got shot. Man, it's tough. I feel her pain. Well, it turns out Jennifer, the driver, and Tobias, they ended up running up the hill. So they were at the highest point. The waves didn't make it that far inland. But the destination that they were trying to get to, Fredrik and Marie were down there and the family reunites. The only thing is, Sara isn't here. Sara and Charlie, they're on the plane, and we know the plane got hit by the tsunami wave. Back at the airplane, it's just sitting on the tarmac, and well, it looks like there's a lot of bodies on here that didn't make it. Sara ends up waking up. She looks over Charlie, and it's not looking too good. So what she does is put Charlie in the middle of the walkway in the aisle, and she starts to give her CPR, mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. The stewardess is like, is she okay? Obviously, she's not okay. I'm over here giving her compressions to her chest. But luckily, they save Charlie. They get her up. They walk to the front of the plane, bloodied up, but they made it out. Sara and Charlie are real survivors. But now, when you look at the aftermath of this island, it's all kinds of tore up. Explosions, water. Even though the water wouldn't subside like that, it would still be a little bit flooded, especially with waves that size. Man, I'm just glad they made it. You got oil riggers over here. The whole airport is torn up. The plane got pushed across the tarmac. Man, I'm just glad they survived. The whole front part of the airplane got cut in half. A travesty. They're saying that this was probably one of the largest natural disasters ever. And as I mentioned in episode 1, there are theories about this volcano going out in LaPalma. Some people say that it wouldn't cause something this big, but that's still just a theory and no one knows for sure until it happens. The last eruption was in 2021, but the news on here, massive worldwide destruction, because it even threatened the east coast of the United States. So the whole west coast of Africa and Europe is all threatened by the tsunami caused by this volcano. A helicopter evac'd out Sara and Charlie, and they get brought to this safe spot because right now there could be aftershocks and smaller tremors that could trigger another tsunami. So you still want to stay in a high location until you get that all clear. But they bring Sara back and she reunites with the family. And that's all I can say is this is a wonderful moment, guys. We survived. Wipe the tears away. We made it. Now this has Maria thinking back about her brother, and it's having her thinking that she's in the water swimming with him. And remember, he was doing that research on the sea turtles, but she played him off. And you can hear him saying, we need to trust Mother Nature more. Mother Nature knows what's going to happen. And it's the natural instinct of animals to fly away, to swim away, to leave certain areas when they feel like Mother Nature is about to act up. All right, there you go. 4 parts of this LaPalma. Let me know what you think. Is this keeping you away from islands, specifically volcanic islands, or you thinking, man, it is what it is, you're gonna have to risk it? I might actually take a trip out to the Canary Islands, and I want to go find one of these places that they're located, and I might get some footage for you all. But let me know what you think. This is day 18 of 31 days of Netflix. I'm MoedotJ. If you like this kind of content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.